Remind you about the Winter Night Watch mobile feeding program that actually begins tomorrow. The Salvation Army sends out food trucks each weeknight to feed the homeless right here on the streets of Omaha. Volunteers plan to run this program through February or March if need be. Last year they did so much good. The program handed out over 8,000 meals and 6,500 clothing items. It kicks off at the Salvation Army building at North 108th and Birch Streets.